happy friends. It's Kim back from Memories in Time, and today I am sharing something I hope will be very helpful to you for a Tuesday tip. And so, how many of us cut on a specialty cardstock, like glitter cardstock? You cut a design out, and then you have all of these bits and pieces, like this piece here. And I'm just going to snip this out, and then you have all of these just bits and pieces. What do you do with those? So today I am going to share something fun with you. This piece that I already have on my desk is the exact same piece. It was left over between two snowflakes I cut using Belle cardstock. And so I've already done a few of these. I am going to show you how I use leftover pieces of specialty glitter cardstock to create my own embellishments for cards. On this card that I just created, I used gold sequins, different variety size of gold sequins here and here. I use enamel dots a lot. You can't get Belle enamel dots. And so I'm going to put this on, and I need to make sure you can see that. This, can you see the shimmer, the sheen on top of that there? So this is a piece of cardstock that literally, glitter cardstock, I used my hole punch, punched out, and then used liquid glass to give that protective cover and a sheen. So there's a couple different ways I did this. I punched some this morning already from the cardstock, put liquid glass on it, let it dry. Then I came back and I thought, well, the easier thing to do would be to put liquid glass on the glitter paper. And again, I'm gonna, maybe you can see this. Right there is where the liquid glass stops. Can you tell a little difference in the sheen there? And so I punched one just to see how easy the hole punch goes through that. And it doesn't make it any more difficult at all to punch. So then when I'm finished, I just turn my hole punch up and those pop out. Now on this one, it did not give a good, well, I guess it did give a good clear cut. I just have to move that off. So either way, whichever is easier for you, to put liquid glass over this first and let it dry and then punch. But I'm going to show you the way I created these. And you want to make certain that you have your all-purpose mat when you're working with this. So I am just going to go through here and punch a few. And I know this Belle is a color that I'm going to use a lot of, so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to zoom my camera in a little bit tighter so you can see this process. So let's just do that. And zoom right in a little bit tighter so that you can see what I'm doing. So with liquid glass, what I'm doing is just making sure that I have a good flow. I normally store this upside down just so it's easier to work with. And you can use a piercing tool or your hat pin, either one. And you just need something to help hold, to make sure that you get, and I'm going to try to do this from the side so you can see. And all you do is you just put a good coverage all over that. And that's going to give a little dimension to it, as well as when it dries. And then I'm just going to scoot that with my paper piercer out of the way. And when it dries, the liquid glass dries really clear, and it just puts that sheen on it. Really pretty. Really pretty. And so this is super easy. And we all have bits and pieces of paper that we love. You can do this with any paper and any hole punch. If you have a smaller size hole punch, you can do it to create different size, basically your own dots that you're going to use to embellish with. If you have different shapes. Now obviously you would not want this to be really large with you wouldn't want a much larger circle than this. And then you just move them over to the side, and that's probably off camera, and for that I apologize. You just move them over to the side because I forgot I had zoomed in so tightly there. Just scoosh them over a little so they can dry, and then you have your own homemade dots. And so this is something that I think is super fun, super easy, and the elementary school teacher in me just can't let like pieces of that go. This cardstock is, you get 3 sheets, and why waste that? Why waste it, you know? And you could even, on these pieces like this, you could even use your smaller photo size trimmer. Now I'm going to zoom back out so you can see this. And so let's move these off to the side so I don't get any paper in my wet pieces that are drying. But you can even take these, of course on my last piece I would get it in the glue. And there we go. Now let's wipe our pins back off again. So even these smaller pieces like this, you can take your photo trimmer, and I'm just going to pop this guard out for a minute so that I can tell that I'm leveling that up. And so if I just want a little piece that's going to tuck behind a photograph, or I want a little piece that is going to just act as a layer, just a really cute little layer that's going to stick out from behind something, then just trim it down, and then you've got your little layered piece that you can layer tuck right in behind just to add that little something. So all of these, don't be so quick to discard a shape like that in between shapes that you're cutting out. There's so many different creative ways to use those rather than just trash them. Okay, so that's it for Tuesday Tips this week. Again, I shared how to use leftover pieces from Cricut cuts or die cutting machine, anything, and some liquid glass and a hole punch to create your own, basically your own enamel dots to embellish your pages with. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Like the video if you are a scrapbooker, paper crafter, or you just enjoy watching these types of videos. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and do not forget the little gray notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload new content. Thanks guys, and happy scrapping!